Jason Derek Brown. Remember that one guy from your college who never really grew up? The one guy that has kept up with the immature college lifestyle even after graduation? Well, that's exactly who Jason Derek Brown was, except Brown turned out to be a cold-blooded murderer. On November 29, 2004, Brown showed up outside a Phoenix movie theater, not to catch the latest blockbuster, but to commit a shockingly brutal crime. He shot armored car guard Robert Palomares 5 times in the head and snatched $56,000. Then he fled from the scene on a mountain bike before the police arrived. Before committing this crime, Brown lived in what looked like an Instagram influencer's dream life. He went to fancy private schools, served as a Mormon missionary in France, and even ran his own business. He was also really into extreme sports, snowboarding, skiing, dirt biking, you name it. But beneath that cool exterior, things weren't so golden. His business was failing and he was drowning in debt. What makes Brown a particularly difficult fugitive for the FBI is his chameleon-like ability to blend in. In fact, his brother told the FBI that Brown is an expert at living off the grid and can survive without using credit cards or leaving an electronic trail. Plus, with his Mormon missionary background, he's got contacts all over the place. So he found his way onto the FBI's top 10 most wanted list with a bounty of $200,000 on his head. However, the last confirmed sighting of him was in Salt Lake City, Utah, shortly after the murder. Since then, it's been crickets. To date, his case remains one of the FBI's most frustrating unsolved mysteries, proving that sometimes the most dangerous criminals don't look tough and rough. They look like they just stepped off a beach in Dubai. In 2022, Brown was removed from the top 10 most wanted without being caught. Robert William Fisher. The unsolved mystery of Robert William Fisher remains one of the most harrowing cases in FBI history. Fisher, a former firefighter and Navy veteran, allegedly responded to his wife's request for a divorce in the most tragic way possible, by murdering his entire family and blowing up their Scottsdale home. This case stands out as a chilling example of a family dispute turned deadly. On April 10, 2001, at 10:30 a.m., Fisher's neighbors experienced a shocking wake-up call when his house exploded. Inside were his wife Mary and their 2 children, with the gas line deliberately disconnected. Far from a typical forgot to turn off the stove scenario. But what made Fisher a suspect? The only suspect, in fact. Well, just days prior to the incident, the former firefighter told a coworker that he would rather harm his family than endure a divorce. Those familiar with the Fishers were also aware of significant marital tension, with Mary potentially planning to leave him. Fisher was far from ordinary, possessing exceptional survival skills that could keep him elusive indefinitely. As a former firefighter and passionate outdoorsman, he was adept at navigating the wilderness. His expertise in hunting, fishing, and camping made him a true survivalist. He had a diverse background, having served in the Navy, worked as a respiratory therapist, and even learned to fly planes. It seemed as though he organized a set of skills perfect for disappearing off the grid. The last sighting of him was in Payson, Arizona, where his wife's Toyota 4Runner was discovered abandoned in the forest. Fisher possesses distinctive traits that make him noticeable in a crowd. He walks with an exaggerated swing due to chronic back pain, requiring regular medical care. Additionally, he's a heavy smoker with a gold crown in his upper left tooth. Despite these conspicuous features, Fisher has successfully remained hidden. On June 29, 2002, Robert William Fisher was designated as the 475th fugitive on the FBI's 10 most wanted list. However, on November 3, 2021, he was removed to accommodate another fugitive. To this day, Fisher remains central to one of the FBI's most enigmatic cases. By the way, are you looking to change or advance your career seamlessly? Sign up with our partner for today, Course Careers. It features courses in IT, accounting, data analytics, software development, and more, taught by experts in each respective field. No degree required. They also assist with job hunting to help you land the best positions. Simply click on the link in the description to get started today. The best part, they offer free mini courses to help you determine if the career and course are the right fit for you. That said, back to the video. Eugene Palmer. Another case that has remained a mystery is that of Eugene Palmer, who at 85 years old holds the distinction of being the most dangerous senior ever to appear on the FBI's top 10 most wanted list. His notoriety isn't due to feeding pigeons in the park, but rather for being wanted for murder. Palmer found himself entangled in his son John's tumultuous divorce from Tammy, who had a restraining order against John. Palmer, who owned the property where Tammy and her children lived, was attempting to evict her, escalating tensions for several months. This led Palmer to shoot his daughter-in-law Tammy 3 times with a shotgun, after which he disappeared into Harriman State Park. But like other fugitives, he has some features that make him easy to recognize. He has a deformed left thumb, walks with a limp, and has health issues like heart disease and diabetes. Yet he manages to remain elusive. But how is this possible? As a seasoned hunter and outdoorsman, he has spent his life in the woods, mastering the art of tracking animals, living off the land, and knowing every hidden cave and shelter in the area. This case is puzzling because it's hard to understand how someone with severe health issues could disappear so completely. Palmer relies on diabetes medication and requires regular medical care for his heart problems. Despite this, there's no record of him accessing medical services. Some speculate that he's either discovered the Fountain of Youth or has an impressive stockpile of medication hidden away. Till now, the FBI's offer of $100,000 for information leading to his capture remains unclaimed. On May 29, 2019, he was named by the FBI as the 523rd fugitive to be placed on its 10 most wanted list. And on July 20, 2022, he was removed from the list. Yet he remains a highly wanted fugitive and has an international Interpol warrant issued against him. William Bradford. Speaking of international, William Bradford Bishop Jr. happens to be one of the most sophisticated criminals on the FBI's wanted list, speaking 5 languages fluently: Italian, French, Serbo-Croatian, Amharic, and Spanish. This is probably why he's evaded capture and secured a spot on the list. What crime could a person of such intellect commit? In March 1976, after being overlooked for a promotion, Bishop's anger led him to withdraw $400 from his bank and purchase a sledgehammer and a gas can. This marked the transformation of a former U.S. Foreign Service officer with top-secret clearance to becoming America's most cultured fugitive. Bishop allegedly murdered his wife, 3 sons, and mother, transporting their bodies to rural North Carolina. 3 days later, a forest ranger discovered 5 charred bodies in a shallow grave, with Bishop's abandoned car nearby. Bishop had already returned to Maryland by then, where witnesses saw him purchasing tennis shoes at a sporting goods store. On March 2, 1976, he was last seen walking with his family's dog Leo near the Great Smoky Mountains. Weeks later, the dog was discovered in the Appalachians, but Bishop had vanished without a trace. Like many fugitives, he has distinctive features, including a 6-inch scar on his lower back and a keen obsession with maintaining his tan. These traits have led to intriguing sightings that could fill a travel blog. Notably, he was spotted in Stockholm in 1978, Belgium in 1979, and California in 2010. His global escapades rival those of some rock bands. The FBI even speculates he might be working as a teacher or translator somewhere. On April 10, 2014, he was added to the FBI's 10 Most Wanted Fugitives list. Although he was removed from the list on June 27, 2018, to make space for another fugitive, the FBI continues to actively pursue him. Glenn Stewart Godwin. Finally, let's delve into the intriguing case of Glenn Stewart Godwin. If Hollywood ever ventured into crafting dark comedies, Godwin's story would undoubtedly be a blockbuster hit. Back in 1987, Godwin pulled off an escape from Folsom State Prison that would make Houdini proud. He was serving a 26-year sentence for murder and decided he didn't want to complete the term. So, through some pretty crafty maneuvering, he managed to cut through the bars using tools smuggled in by accomplices. But he didn't just walk out of captivity. He crawled through a storm drain filled with raw sewage. The escape became even more intriguing when a conveniently placed raft was found waiting for him on the American River, which runs alongside the prison, indicating a meticulously planned getaway. The story only gets more interesting. After his daring escape, Godwin fled to Mexico. You'd expect him to lay low, but in 1991, he was arrested for drug trafficking and imprisoned in Guadalajara. Remarkably, one prison break wasn't enough for him. He allegedly killed another inmate and escaped once more. The FBI is undoubtedly still on the hunt for him. Given his distinctive features, it's surprising he hasn't been caught all these years. Godwin stands at 5'10" and is heavily tattooed. He is bilingual, speaking both English and Spanish. He has a serpent tattoo on his left arm, a lady on his right arm, and a prominent scar on his right eye, making him easily identifiable. What's intriguing, or perhaps frustrating for an FBI agent, is how Godwin appears to have vanished without a trace. He could be hiding anywhere in Mexico or Central America, possibly penning a book on prison escapes. Since his first escape, Godwin has been on the FBI's top 10 most wanted list, with a $20,000 reward for his capture. Considered armed and dangerous due to his criminal history, he was removed from the list on May 19, 2016, to make space for another fugitive. However, this does not mean he's no longer wanted. Thanks for watching today's video. Which fugitive caught your attention the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more intriguing content. See you in the next one.